Okay, so now coming to the implementation project, is it S4 which you have done?
S4 also latest project in S4 HANA.
So have you done the implementation in S4 HANA? That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So what was the exact role? What is the team size of FICO in that implementation?
So
and
my
what is your role in that implementation?
okay, my FICO FICO enter FI and CO almost 13 members is there. So in especially FI team members are 6 members. So that is, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
What is your role?
so in my role, like I already told, in my role, whatever the based on the blueprints, based on the management, like my senior people prepared the blueprints based on the client requirements. That based on the blueprints, I'll configure in system. So configure in system in development system. Later I'll test the unit testing. Then I can move the quality servers.
Okay, for what is the client?
So recent client is Cognize. So that is US based company. US based company. US.
Okay, got it. So how good are you in S4 HANA?
So how about?
No, okay. Can you explain the procure to pay process with relevant entry?
Okay, P2P. So basically, procure to pay, like FI to MM, right? You are asking.
Yeah, where it originates and where it ends.
So basically, procure to payments based on the as per plant requirement, as per before going to production, based on the raw material requirement, they raise the material acquisition. Once material acquisition, also there is no an accounting entry, and based on the material acquisition, but they will raise the purchase order. So in purchase requisition. So in the based on the purchase requisition, purchase order will generated, and purchase order ME21. So ME21 also there is no an accounting entry. So but in that purchase order, they will mention the entire details, like from which vendor we are going to purchase and what are the material price and stock details and which location delivery. These and all MM people they will manage. So once purchase order completed, then based on the purchase order, material goods received. So that is MIGO transaction. So in MIGO transaction, when the MIGO transaction happened from FI to MM team, automatically it will reflected to the FI like account side also. Based on the OBYC configuration, we can assign WRX and BSX transaction. WRX for GRIR, BSX for the inventory raw material automatic picking purpose. Based on that, when MIGO transaction posted, the particular GLs it will reflected automatically in FI department. Okay, once MIGO transaction received, the entry is inventory raw material account debit to GRIR clearing account debit to, and once then invoice received. So it means based on the goods received, invoice is verification done. Invoice entry is inventory raw material, GRIR clearing vendor account, inventory raw material account. So okay, inventory GRIR clearing account debit to and vendor account to credit to. So this is the once goods invoice verified. Then payment side, if you are using manual payment like without BRS, vendor account data to bank account. So if you are using BRS, vendor payment entry, vendor account data to vendor account debit to and check is outgoing clearing account to credit to. So once we receive the bank statement, based on the bank statement amount it will be debited. Entry is check is outgoing clearing account debit to and main bank account to credit to. So this is the process for belongs to FI department.
Okay. So what is the valuation class and what is the valuation area?
So based on the valuation class and variation area, like price differences, material price it will be picked automatically.
Where it is used, where valuation class is used and where the valuation area is used. Any difference in between both of them?
So exact that is required for.
Okay, fine. So you said in OBYC we do the settings, right, based on the key GBP, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you give the GL accounts in OBYC and you raise a PO, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
what is the link between the PO and the settings that will trigger the GL account? How the system will know that it should pick the specific GL from that settings? You raise a purchase order, right?
Okay.
You raise a purchase order and you do the MyGo.
Mm-hmm.
So when the MyGo is done, how it is triggered? How the system will go there and pick the GL? Okay.
Okay. Please.
Okay. Fine. No problem. No problem.
Okay. I think I had a, but correctly how I can explain that one? I'm missing that one.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, what about automatic payment program?
Okay, automatic payment program is nothing but with the help of automatic payment we can clear the n number of vendor relevant invoices. So there is some basic required configuration under the FBZB configuration. There we have a 6 steps. So like all company codes, paying company codes.
No, not required. Configuration not.
Okay,
Just
okay, tell me.
So what are the payment methods used in S110?
So my company relevant payment methods are A and X.
Okay, what is A and what is X?
So A for based on the payment, A for within country relevant payments, they are using the payment method A, and X for other than foreign country payments.
Okay, basically ACH and wire payment, right? A is ACH.
X for MNC payments. Sorry, other
wire
than
payment. Okay, so how can you explain this? How you have implemented and how you are sending the file to the bank and how bank is honoring the payments? So you run the F110, right?
Yes, yes.
So at what point the entries will be posted in SAP?
So basically in payment method we will assign the in FBZB configuration payment method configuration. Whenever creating the payment method we will assign the DME configuration. So
No. I'm asking while you run the F110.
F110. Okay.
At what point the payment documents get posted? Is it during the proposal or is it during the payment run?
So payment run. Proposal runs means what and all the payments we are going to make the proposal run payment, and proposal run also we have an option to hold that particular invoices. Then finally payment run we can done. So the payment file it will be generated. So that is
okay. So once the file is generated,
okay.
What happens then?
So once file is generated, the DME file, the final the DME file it will be reached to AL11 directories. Then from AL11 directories it will move as a input file. Then here there is an approval person. Once like how we can approve the manual check, at the same time here also an approval person. Once the approval person is approved, that payment file that will be converted as output file. Then these output file in middleware team, like that middleware team will pick that output file and to the send to the bank with the IDOC like inbound outbound like outbound IDOCs. Then so later that one PA department they will handle the works. Like that is in detail I didn't involve in PA department how the treasury department will move on the file to the bank and they uploaded the file.
Yeah, fine. You have developed the DME file?
No, I didn't involve in DME file.
Okay, so you are not ever okay. Fine. So you said while running the F110, the file will go and get placed in the AL level, right?
Yes.
So to get the file placed in that directory, what configuration you need to do? What step or configuration you need to do so that it will know the system will know that the file will go and sit here in a specific folder.
Yes, yes.
And is it functional configuration or is it something which the PITM or some other guide?
This is also functional level configuration.
Okay, where it is done?
So there is some T code like FF underscore no.
Okay, fine.
AL11 directories we can send a file. So there is, okay. So that one also didn't involve real time like how the file after DMA file generated, how it where it will be located, because later when EBRS statement we can receive the file from bank, so that one also will updated in AL11 directories.
Okay, so why BRS is required to be done? You are talking about electronic BRS, right?
Yes.
So why EBS needs to be done in the first place? Why we need to carry out that transaction?
So basically before that mostly they are using the BRS. So once we use the BRS, it will take the time and manpower or time. Most of the people need to spend time. So when you are using the EBRS, so then automatically based on the EBRS configurations, like first we need to define the BRS configuration. In that up to 6 steps like posting rules, account symbols and assign account symbols and posting rules, define posting rules, and up to these steps common for the BRS and EBRS. Then there is an EBRS configuration. So then because why using the BRS EBRS means with the help of EBRS we can restrict the any manual errors and time saving, so and the manpower saving, these kind of all the issues overcome purpose we can use the EBRS.
Okay, suppose let's take a scenario. I'm not doing any BRS, whether it is manual BRS or electronic BRS.
Okay.
So then what happens? If I don't pass an entry, also my books will be stay as it is, right? What is the purpose of doing that?
So mainly we are using the BRS and EBRS means, for example, so as per our SAP records, we are maintaining one bank GL accounts. So whenever we are making the payment to the vendor, so immediately we can check issue vendor account data check issue or outgoing. So immediately we can deduct amount from bank account. But this check will submit the bank. Later that check will be debited in our bank maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days later. So if you can compare the bank statement and original bank statement and as per our SAP records bank statement, it will not be updated. It will not be suitable. And one more thing, where the checks issued but not debited, where the checks deposited but not cleared, these kind of like check issue outgoing clearing account, that is and check deposit incoming clearing account. These open item balance, open item GL accounts identification purpose, mainly we are using the BRS and EBRS.
Okay, so what is the interpretation algorithm in BRS?
So interpretation algorithm means basically posting rules, we are creating 4 posting keys, but check issue and deposited in the bank, vendor check issue and deposited in bank. So that entry directly we are posting. So regarding that, later when we are getting the bank statement, that particular vendor relevant check amount, it will be debited in our bank. But whenever we are posting the entry based on the business transactions, system how it will be identify the particular payment, debited payment belongs to which invoice, which payment invoice, based on the interpreted algorithm, where we can create the posting rule define. In that place we can define the interpreted algorithm 011 something.
Okay, so there is something common between the bank statement and the entry posted in SAP, and it will match that and it will clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so suppose if it doesn't match, so how can you, maybe you are maintaining something in your accounts,
Okay.
and something else is coming in bank statement with a space.
Okay.
The number is same, but there is a space in the bank statement. The bank has told you that it will come like that only, with a space. But in your SAP, you are storing the number as it is without a space. So how you can match that so that it will not fail?
So sorry, once again you are telling at the time of payment we are in business transaction.
Otherwise, I'll put it in another words. Do you know the search string functionality?
No such thing. That is after
Okay. Okay, fine. Just give me a minute. I'll just going go through your resume.
in FC and asset accounting. These and all also configuration point are involved in.
So you have prepared functional specs for any of the objects?
No, I work with seniors, but entire document preparation I didn't involved. Like some of the table level report application purpose are involved in your functional specification documents and forms uh, payment advice form designing time also I involved in. But the entire document is approved not for my end.
Okay.
So maybe next project I'll try to.
Okay. So what are the month end or year end activities in FI?
So in FI month ending activities coming to accrual and deferral concepts. So accrual and deferral means by month ending how much amount we are going to pay the vendors and how much amount we are receiving from the customers. So this kind of the report purpose we are using accrual and deferral, and that one we will retain month ending. At the same time, and asset accounting point of view based on the client requirement.
Sorry, one second. Accrual and deferral, is it a report?
Is completely reporting purpose only we are using the accrual and deferral concepts.
What is that a concept?
Sir?
What is the accrual deferral concept?
So accrual and deferral means, for example, as per business requirement, they need to pay some as regular expenditure. For example, accrual and deferral means regular expenditure like office maintenance, administration, and like other business relevant maintenance expenditure. These kind of all expenditure they are like not for vendor and customer. So other regular expenditure relevant if you are getting any invoices. So but invoices relevant due date is next month 10th 15th something. But by this month ending, so as per management requirement, total how much amount I need to pay for this regular expenditure. So this kind of report purpose, first we need to post the expenditure. For example, we need to pay salaries 10 lakhs. That salaries amount is next month 10th we are going to pay. But this February month salaries we are going to pay next March 10th. But management is requiring by February month ending how much salaries I want to pay. So this kind of report purpose, first before that we need to post JV. How we can post in Tally general entries. At the same time here also we can use the accrual posting. So accrual posting is how much amount to be paid by this month ending. At the same time, not only for salaries, remaining all the entries.
Okay.
We can pay the payables. So next month first Tarikh again we will reverse that. So whenever getting the report by month ending, it will show this month amount paid. Next month first we will reverse that. Then based on the funds available, we can clear that amount in coming days. At the same time, receivables also.
Okay, fine. So what about the AR integration?
So AR integration basically ECC and S/4HANA. So accounts first customer group. AR means customer. So customer groups creation based on the client requirement. We will need to create the domestic, international, and one-time and service. Based on the requirement, we need to create the customer account groups, and we need to create the number ranges. These number ranges will need to assign the customer account groups. That is the ECC. And as per HANA, at the same time, we need to create the business partner groups. So domestic, international, based on the requirement, we need to create the business partner groups and number ranges, create number ranges, and assign number ranges. So in as per HANA, at the then whenever try to create the, so okay, this is the steps, and later then we can create the vendor and customer tolerance group and OBA3 and OBA4 assigned vendor and customer tolerance groups. So this is the basic steps. Then we can create the XD01 and XD01 direct customer and vendor customer creation, and business. Then as per HANA coming point of view, when first we need to create with the help of BPT code, we can create the business partners. Later we can extend this business partner as a customer or vendor. There is a small configuration for master data synchronization field. If you want to use same number range, BP number range, whatever the number range BP created, same number range for customer and vendor, there is an option for select same in master data synchronization. So that is like basic configurations.
Okay. So what are the changes in S4HANA at the GL level?
Okay, in GL creation point of view, basically balance sheet account, profit and loss account, balance sheet account, these fields available in ECC. But coming to S4HANA, non-operative income and expenditure, primary income and expenditure, and cash GL account and balance sheet account. So these kind of the GL. Additionally, we can add some GL accounts whenever trying to create the FS00 type and distribution field.
Okay, what about the cost element? What is the difference in S4 and GCC regarding the cost element?
So cost element. So basically, whenever GL created, then we can update the GL as a cost element. There is an option in GL top of the side option. Then we can update it as a cost element. But in S4HANA, so whatever the GL we created, based on the GL nature wise system, it will calculate automatically that GL belongs to cost element based on the how we can select the primary expenditure and non-operating expenditure.
Okay. So coming to the asset accounting, what is an asset class control?
So in asset class, mainly we are creating based on the asset class only. In asset class, we will define the asset class. Based on the client requirement, client have a number of assets, like plant is one kind of a plant, buildings assets. So here we can assign account determination and screen layout, number ranges, and then there is an option no AUC checkbox. If the particular asset belongs to final asset, then we don't click on the no AUC asset checkbox. So if the asset is comes under the work construction like work in progress, then we can click on the that asset belongs to no AUC asset. This kind of the checkbox available in asset class creation.
Okay. So what about CEO? Have you worked on CEO?
No, sir. Really, I didn't get an opportunity CEO.
Okay, but the basics you know, right?
Basic like cost element. Once we create the cost element, how it will come. Once we enter like in line item, whenever trying to post the GL transactions, like cost element, cost center, profit centers, like these kind of the fields.
Can we create the same cost center and profit center for multiple company codes?
Cost center and profit center.
But we can go one by one. First of all, profit. Can we create a single profit center and extend to multiple company codes?
Yes, one profit center like no. Sorry, profit center is nothing but business area. So business area is nothing but one under the one company code we can create a multiple profit centers.
Yeah. So suppose if you created one profit center in a company code, can I extend the same profit center number to another company code also? Okay. Cost center.
Cost centers.
Okay, fine. Do you know anything about internal orders?
Internal order, I have no idea. Internal order means, for example, in AUC point of view, regular every month, every day and every month expenditure, what and all the expenditure happen, we can book the under the internal order. Whenever trying to user post the transaction, then he can update the GL entry and select the internal ladder. Later, once the particular duration is completed, the internal ladder will be settled to settle. Then automatically it will comes as a cost center. A cost center is nothing but department wise expenditure.
You mentioned one point, prepared authorization matrix for test scripts. Can you explain on that?
Prepare
The authorization matrix and test scripts.
So in test scripts point of view, in unit testing point of view, for example, UIT point of view, for example, you can choose P2P. In FI level, P2P entire process, from which T code onwards, from which T code we are going to verify. That is the test scripts. In the test scripts contain for example, P2P test script. So in this test scripts, we have a 15 steps. So for step 1, for example, purchase requisition. So purchase requisition test script, purchase requisition ME51N, and then whenever we can enter the purchase requisition.
That's okay. I'm asking about the authorization matrix that you mentioned. What is the authorization matrix that you mentioned?
So based on the process, I prepared test scripts with the help of senior. But authorization is once the quality people, they will test the entire the process. Then they can final approval. That level maybe that is integrate updation process.
So you worked on support also, right?
Yes.
So, so can you explain any 2, 3, couple of tickets which were critical and you solved that?
So basically in shell company where I worked in ECC, so when there is a L1, L2, L3 and 3 tickets based on the priority. L1 is a high priority tickets. So once the end user raise the high priority ticket means one ticket is user posted.
No, I'm asking. That's okay. I'm asking any of the ticket you have solved which you felt was very difficult and it was and the solution was given by you.
Okay, ticket is high priority ticket is under the F110 user raise the ticket. When user trying to post the payment in F110, file is generated but payment is updated, but that file is not moved to the AL11 authority because in middle of that there is a spool space request is filled automatically. So whenever user try to F110, the file cannot move to the further level.